All praise to you, gracious Creator. You have gathered us in this university community to praise you by our words and our works. Bless the University of Alberta, which seeks to teach whatsoever things are true. Bless the students and professors, the non-academic staff and support staff, the administration, those who volunteer on the University Board of Governors, the Senate, and the Alumni Council, and all who promote sound education in our community. We ask that those who leave here today, blessed with their degrees, may be given grace and strength to serve in our global home. May we grow in wisdom and grace before you and all your people. May this university always be home of truth and wisdom, of faith and goodwill toward all. Please be seated. Welcome to the University of Alberta on this beautiful blue Alberta day. My name is Ralph Young. I have the privilege of serving as the Chancellor of the University of Alberta, and on behalf of the entire university community, I'm honored to welcome you to this convocation. To begin, I wish to acknowledge and honor all Indigenous peoples, including the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations of Treaty 6, and to acknowledge the traditional lands on which we are gathered today. I also wish to acknowledge and honor the immigrants from many nations whose contributions have added to our rich heritage. Our university is blessed with a diverse and inclusive culture that is built on the legacy of all those who have come before us. Today we pledge to uphold that legacy as we continue to pursue whatsoever things are true. This is a time of great joy and thanksgiving, and we are glad that so many friends and family members could join us as we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. I know that our lives are busy, more so than it ever seems, and in my experience, the older one gets, the more life seems to speed up. Chief Crowfoot of the Siksika Nation once said, and I quote, "What is life? It is a flash of a firefly in the night, it is the breath of a buffalo in the wintertime. It is the little shadow that runs across the grass and loses itself in the sunset." So there is a real value in slowing our pace and stopping once in a while to celebrate something truly important. Your graduation from the University of Alberta is such an occasion, and we are honored to share it with you. Joining the celebration on stage today is our President, Indira Samarasekera, and Mr. Richard Wilson, Board of Governors representative. We are also very privileged to welcome Dr. Deepa Mehta, who has accepted our invitation to receive an honorary doctorate of letters. An honorary degree recognizes inspiring role models and leaders, celebrates extraordinary achievements, or recognizes remarkable service to society. I'm equally delighted to welcome here on stage past honorary degree recipient Dr. Louise Hayes, the Honorable Justice F.F. Slatter, Court of Appeal, Mr. David Dorward, MLA for Edmonton Gold Bar. I would also like to recognize Elder Francis Whiskeyjack, who is here today to extend a special personal note of congratulations to our Aboriginal graduates as they receive their degrees. Also on the stage with us today are senior staff, deans, and professors from the Academy. We are all dressed in formally in academic robes to mark the importance of this ceremony. The tradition of convocation, a gathering together of all qualified degree holders in a university community, dates back almost 700 years. Generations and generations of scholars have walked in your footsteps. But in spite of all the history and tradition within today's ceremony, our convocation is not about the past, it is really about your future. Convocation is about you, our graduates, and that promise of the future that you hold in your hands. So this is a day to celebrate, and I hope you'll enjoy it. I would like to start by inviting greetings from our University Board of Governors.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. Ralph Young, President, Dr. Indira Samarasekera, distinguished guests, graduands, families, and friends. I'm honored to be here today to bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Governors of the University. Convocation is a rare and important time when the entire university community gathers to celebrate the achievements since our last ceremony. Today, you will be graduating from an institution that is recognized as one of Canada's leading universities and ranks amongst the top 100 in the world. Indeed, we have much to celebrate, but today we especially gather to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2013. We are confident that the knowledge you have gained through hard work and dedication will serve you well as you face the opportunities and challenges in our society. By completing your programs and studies, each of you has achieved a rare level of excellence, which will be forever recognized in your university degree. And now, your university has the privilege of acknowledging your success. The Board of Governors salutes you today, and we hope this ceremony will be remembered as a highlight in a full and satisfying career. We join with family and friends in offering our sincerest congratulations and our very best wishes in all your future endeavors. Congratulations to each of you and to those who have encouraged and supported you and have thus made it possible for you to be here today. It is now my privilege to introduce Mr. David Dorward, MLA for Edmonton Gold Bar.
Thank you very much. Chancellor Ralph Young, President Samara Sekera, faculty members and staff, students, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Dr. Deepa Mehta for earning an honorary degree for your contributions to not only Alberta, but Canada and the rest of the world. Great work, and great work done by Canadians all over the world, and choices made to stay in Canada and do good work here and pass on to other generations who are going to continue that. I'm pleased to bring greetings on behalf of, and congratulations on behalf of, Premier Alison Redford, Deputy Premier and Minister of Enterprise and Advanced Education, Thomas Lukaszuk, and my colleagues in the Alberta Legislature. Two brief comments to you. Firstly, let the core value of your profession be the practical application of your ideals for the benefit of your fellow citizens. As well, take time to learn your entire life. Life is full of wonderful, wonderful experiences. You'll be more of a value to the individuals that you interact with, that you spend time with, if you will learn more about our world in any way. This will enrich your association with those individuals and enrich our world. Congratulations, Class 2013.
Class of 2013, my warmest congratulations to you all. I look out over the auditorium and I am filled with pride at what you have accomplished at the University of Alberta. This is a day for celebrating your success, for reflecting upon all that you have learned, for acknowledging all those hours that you spent in the classroom, in the library and laboratory, for reviewing the experiences you gained out in the field or in corp placements, in community service learning, and studying abroad. Be proud of your achievements. Be thankful to your families, parents, for all the support they've given you. Your families are extremely proud of you. You have no idea the sense of relief they are experiencing. A piece of advice, now would be a good time to ask for money. You graduate at an exciting time. Virgin Galactic, the world's first commercial space line, not airline, space line, announced that they have recruited 2 pilots for their commercial flight team. Space travel for ordinary people like you and me will become a reality in your lifetime. I wonder if you've been following over the last several weeks the tweets of Canada's own celebrated astronaut Chris Hadfield, commander of Expedition 35 of the International Space Station. Chris Hadfield was only 9 years old when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. Inspired to become an astronaut, he was the first Canadian to leave a spacecraft and float freely in space. He was the first Canadian to operate the Canadarm. Did you know that 2 University of Alberta alumni played significant roles in the making of Canadarm, Canada's most renowned contribution to the human space program? Gary Lindbergh, a U of A engineering alumnus, was Canadarm's project manager, while another alumnus, Lloyd Pinkey, built the space vision system that gave Canadarm 2 eyes as well as the arms. It was in 1981 that Canadarm made its debut on the Space Shuttle Columbia. Now, in 2013, we are on the verge of commercial space travel. This is all the more amazing when you consider that it was only 110 years ago, in 1903, that Orville and Wilbur Wright made the first controlled, powered, and sustained human flight. Their plane cost less than $1,000. The first flight lasted 12 seconds, traveled a distance of 120 feet at 6.8 miles per hour. I'm surprised they didn't just give up. And so their journey began. It was neither easy nor speedy. They had trouble establishing legitimacy. Most newspapers did not cover their efforts because no one believed it. They endured crashes, patent wars, and lawsuits. Finally, in 1909, they incorporated the Wright brothers company. In November of 1910, they transported the first known commercial cargo for a payload of $5,000, and they launched a flying school. By 1916, Wright brothers had trained 115 pilots, and commercial aviation was launched, the wellspring of today's space travel. Theirs is an amazing story of grit and entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, Wilbur died at the age of 45 of typhoid fever, and Orville sold the company in 1915. On Wilbur's death, his father, Milton, wrote this about him in his diary, and I quote, "A short life, full of consequences, an unfailing intellect, imperturbable temper, great self-reliance, and of great modesty, seeing the right clearly, pursuing it steadfastly, he lived and died," unquote. As you graduate today, I want you to reflect on the lives of Wilbur and Orville Wright and the many who followed them to develop aviation and space travel, including Neil Armstrong, Chris Hadfield, and the University of Alberta alumni Gary Lindbergh and Lloyd Pinkey. They saw the right clearly. They lived lives of consequences. They have led good lives. Today, as you graduate from the University of Alberta, I challenge all of you to live a good life. And what will that entail? In our society, we tend to equate a good life with an easy life, a life of quickly achieved professional success, personal happiness, and financial security. While it is my hope that you experience all these good things, I want to turn this notion on its head. Today, I want to suggest to you that a good life is not an easy life, but an uneasy one. A good life makes you uncomfortable. It includes adversities. It presents you with difficulties that take all of your knowledge, ingenuity, and energy to solve. It tests your fortitude and teaches you the value of failure. Seeing adversity as a positive force is out of fashion in our society right now. As parents, and my children are only a few years older than you, we have tried to raise you well. This has included shielding you from hardship, wanting to save you from pain. But sometimes I worry that with the best of intentions, we have inadvertently taught you another lesson. A lesson that teaches you that you need our protection because you can't handle really difficult challenges. But do not underestimate yourself. Today, you receive a degree from the University of Alberta. If we have done our job well, we have challenged you to work very hard, to stretch yourself intellectually and creatively. We've asked you to get out of your comfort zone and forced you to ask tough questions of yourself. Now, I want you to go out and seize the opportunity to build the new organizations, industries, and institutions our society obviously needs. Your generation is much more equitable, open, and tolerant than mine or your parents. You can be the generation that comes up with the solutions we need to solve cultural and political conflict and reimagine international relations. New technologies, you're already there, using them in every endeavor, from teaching to scientific research, to design, to business, to arts, to culture. Can you see the potential in new forms of media for building community, citizen action, information sharing, and so on? Absolutely. Will it be easy? No. Will it take enormous amounts of determination and energy to do the work that needs doing? Yes, it will. But this is what it means to lead a good life. Today, you join a family of U of A alumni who stand 275,000 strong. This family will also include today's honorary degree recipient, Ms. Deepa Mehta. Throughout the history of our university, graduates and honorary degree recipients have been inspired by the two fundamental values on which the U of A is built: the pursuit of truth, qua cumque vera, and the call to use the knowledge for the uplifting of the whole people. We need you to live a good life, and I know that you can and you will. A good life is not shaped by what you are given, but by what it demands from you and how you use your gifts to respond to those demands. Lived well, it will bring you enormous joy and great satisfaction. J.K. Rowling of Harry Potter fame called on Harvard's graduating class of 2008 to live a good life in her convocation address. I conclude with her words. I quote, "Tomorrow, I hope that even if you remember not a single word of mine, you remember those of Seneca, an old Roman I met when I fled down the classics corridor in search of ancient wisdom. He said, 'As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters.' I wish you all very good lives. Congratulations."
A University of Alberta honorary degree is intended to recognize and honor outstanding individuals whose significant achievements and contributions are worthy of the university's highest honor. The awarding of an honorary degree is intended to encourage a standard of excellence which is exemplary to students and to society. While fields of endeavor and accomplishments vary widely, each recipient is truly unique, and each recipient, by accepting an honorary degree, brings honor to this great university. The vision of the University of Alberta is to inspire the human spirit through outstanding achievements in learning, discovery, and citizenship in a creative community, building one of the world's great universities for the public good.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the University of Alberta Senate, I'm privileged to introduce Ms. Deepa Mehta for the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters. Deepa Mehta is a writer and director who has inspired filmmakers and audiences worldwide with her powerful, provocative, and socially conscious work. Born in India, Ms. Mehta received both bachelor's and master's degrees in philosophy from the University of New Delhi. As her father was a film distributor and theater owner, she had an opportunity to watch hundreds of movies as a child. She began her cinematic career producing documentaries and writing scripts for children's films. In 1991, she produced and directed Sam and Me, her first feature film and the story of an unlikely friendship between two outcasts. Sam and Me won the very first honorable mention by the critics in the prestigious Camera d'Or category at the 1991 Cannes Film Festival. Her subsequent films, perhaps most notably the Elemental trilogy of Fire, Earth, and Water, and most recently Midnight's Children, reveal a remarkable combination of insight, courage, and tenacity. Ms. Mehta continues to be a role model for filmmakers, writers, and storytellers who believe in the importance of challenging tradition, creating a dialogue about social change, representing voices otherwise unheard, and building empathy across cultural barriers. In 2012, Ms. Mehta received the Governor General's Performing Arts Award for Lifetime Artistic Achievement in Film. The official announcement of the award noted, and I quote, "She is an artist of uncompromising integrity, whose exceptional creative achievement is matched by her contribution to human rights, social issues, and diversity within Canada and around the world." Eminent Chancellor, with great pride and respect, I present Ms. Deepa Mehta.
Great to have you. Deepa Mehta, in recognition of extraordinary achievements in film and an enduring commitment to artistic integrity, I desire to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters and express the hope that we shall continue to be enriched by your wise counsel for many years to come. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll hold your story so that you can, I'll take you, do you have your speech ready?
Hi, everybody. I mean, you are absolutely a filmmaker's dream, a captive audience. This is terrific. No, seriously, Eminent Chancellor, Madam President, the members and staff of the faculty, proud parents, family, and most of all, your graduating class of 2013, many, many congratulations. I mean, this is a special day for you and by extension for me as well. I mean, I'm truly grateful to receive this honorary degree because it's the first one I've ever received, which is a degree of letters. usually they're about law, and I could never figure out what I had to do with law. So this is really very cool. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's just great to be to get this from this wonderful university. But if you think that I wasn't put through the ringer to get it, you're dead wrong. I mean, you know, I had to write a convocation speech is perhaps one of the toughest things I know. It's tougher than making films because I'm standing here and not only do I have to sound wise, which is sort of tough, but I also have the responsibility of not boring you to tears, which is really tough. And then I have to be original. I was asked, I don't know if you guys know this, but I was asked to give an assurance that my speech would be an original. So I said, oh God, you know, I can't sort of punch into YouTube and copy J.K. Rowling's Harvard address or Steve Jobs' one to Stanford. I have to be original. So, you know, started thinking, chewing my nails, what should the address be about? Because you know, you really have to, it's a huge responsibility. And I thought, I could contemplate about the identity crisis that Clark Kent goes through when he has to wear blue tights and you know, and become Superman. Or I could talk about the discrimination that Spock feels as a Vulcan, you know, on a spaceship. And or I could talk about what it feels like to be a director. And Steven Spielberg, who's a famous, I'm sure you know, a famous Hollywood director, said when an aspiring film student asked him, what should I do or what can I do to be a good director? And Steven Spielberg said, wear comfortable shoes. So, you know, the point was really that we think that, you know, filmmaking is just a creative challenge, but it isn't. It's also it's really tough on your feet because you end up by standing up for about 18 hours and it's a physical challenge as well. And in fact, when I was getting ready to make Midnight's Children, which perhaps is one of my most ambitious films, people have asked me that, what did I do to prepare for it? And they think that I'm going to say, you know, I spent hours in the library or in Google or wherever. And, but I said, you know, and they're surprised when I say that what I did was I actually gave up smoking and joined a gym, which was tough. But I'm glad I did it. I mean, I'm not advocating smoking at all, so please. Otherwise, they'll decapitate me. I mean, there was nothing in my speech about or assurance that I gave about smoking. Anyways, it's a good thing I gave it up. But I thought I could talk about all of this and in some form or the other. And then I realized that really what I wanted, what is the basis or the foundation of all these questions, which are about identity, about discrimination, about who am I as a filmmaker, what has informed me as a filmmaker, have all to do with a very important question that I think I would like to explore with you, because I think it's about something that all of us in this room, not only the graduating class, but all of us perhaps should be thinking about or have thought about. It's certainly something that is very of utmost importance to me. I mean, 25 years after becoming a Canadian citizen, I'm still thinking about what is a Canadian? What makes a Canadian? How are we Canadians? You know, and I think that it's a moot point because, you know, there are all these off-the-cuff remarks one hears about, Canadians all say A for some reason, and they all play ice hockey, or it snows all the time, or they have these funny cops that wear strange uniforms and are called Mounties, or the polar bears roaming the streets of downtown Toronto. And this I actually heard in the US about a month ago, where somebody said, oh, you come from Canada? Yeah, Canada. You know, Canadians are just like unarmed Americans with health care. I said, really? You know, okay. So, but so, so I was thinking about all of this and, what is a Canadian, who is a Canadian, what's a Canadian, and, I think it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't thought about it, about what happened during my film Sam and Me. When I was making the film, which was my first feature film set in Canada, it was in 1991, and a strange time in our country, where the term visible minority had just come into play, and it was very uncomfortable for us who were suddenly visible, and I think it was equally uncomfortable for the people who were being thought of as the visible majority, like who was invisible, who was not. Did being visible mean that you're brown or you're colored or you're, yellow or black, and did invisible mean that you're white or that you came here before the coloreds did? But the main thing that happened was that something was very uncomfortable took place because of that. And that was the aspect of tokenism. Because visible minorities were thought of as disadvantaged people because of their gender, think woman, or of their race, think color. And in order to compensate for this disadvantage, they were given many grants that were not available to regular folk, were available to them. And so I went off to Telefilm Canada, which is our wonderful funding body, and said, I want to do Sam and Me. And they looked at the script and ruminated about it and got back to me and said, come and have a meeting in Montreal. So I got from Toronto to Montreal and met the head of the Telefilm Canada at that point, and who said, listen, you're not going to get the money. And I said, why not? He said, well, you've got everything going for you. You're a woman, you're colored, but your script stinks. I said, oh, thanks a lot. But that taught me a really important lesson. And that lesson was, for that man, I was not a token. I was being judged on merit. And that is so important. If anybody thinks of you as disadvantaged, or if you think of yourself as being disadvantaged, either because of your color or because of your gender, just tell them to take a hike. It really is, I will not, and I absolutely, totally will not stand for tokenism, because you lose your humanity. And as you folks are walking towards a new world, the new phase in your life, remember that. I mean, there's something within you. The metal that's within you is the one that we should celebrate, not what is being imposed on you. Whether you're white or, it's not just colors, because of course we all know that, that being a racist is not the monopoly of white folk. I mean, I know some really good racists in my community, So it's something that we perpetuate, and I think it has something to do with fear. And I think it has something to do with the fear of the unfamiliar. Somebody's going to come take our jobs away. Somebody wants to keep us in isolation. But it's not true. This is not who we are as a country. We have really strong values. And I was trying to think of what those values are, that you can go out into the world, and because it's important to know where you come from and who you are and what your environment has taught you. And I was thinking of those values, and the ones that came to mind, which I think is the reason I really love Canada, is gender equality, the fact that we have the right for freedom of speech is huge. The fact that we can practice the religion that we want to practice, as long as it doesn't constitutionally, abolish what Canada stands for, is marvelous. So these are core values that actually define what is Canada. There's a lot of stuff that I think that it's all our moral responsibility, which is basically that of racism and discrimination, that we have to jettison out. And you have inherited it. This is something that happened in our generation. and you have been unwittingly been given this baggage. But it's up to you to jettison it as well. Because when you walk out of here into the outside world, it must be with the conviction that you're Canadian, and Canadian values are about equality, not about discrimination. And it's a strange thing to think of, but I was saying, you know, the USS Starship Enterprise is a bit like the class of 2013. So you know, some of you will say what a leap that is, but it's not. I mean, it's you know, it's sort of when the drum rolls and the ship goes out and the voiceover comes and it says that you know, the Starship Enterprise just goes where no man has ever gone before, and its mission is to explore new worlds and embrace those worlds. And I feel that that should be your mission too, as you go out and you're within that ship, you're looking at people who are different. You know, the members of the ship, what's is great about the ship? Have you guys seen Star Trek? I mean, it's really marvelous, because Roddenberry really had a vision. I mean, this was in the 80s or something, that where, you know, there was a black woman on the ship, there was a gay Asian guy, can you imagine? And, you know, there was Chekhov, and there was a Vulcan also with pointy ears. I mean, and all these people, like all of you, have come from different homes, different parts of the world, and you've come together. And you've learned how to work with each other. And when you go out, if you take that spirit with you, I think we have a chance in life. So, you know, travel well, travel without prejudice, so important, and live long and prosper. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Deepa Mehta, thank you so much. You are a true original. You inspire us with your common wisdom, and you make us proud to be Canadians. Your presence and your thoughtful words have been a great gift all of us will treasure. It's wonderful for our students to hear your perspective and share the stage with you. To commemorate this honorary degree, we would now like to have Dr. Deepa Mehta sign our university honor roll. Dr. Mehta, you're now part of the University of Alberta family. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, graduands, it's your turn. As the name of each graduand is called to cross the stage, I will formally admit you to your degrees, and we will have an opportunity to congratulate you. When we shake hands, that will be the moment which your degree is conferred and you become a graduate. On your journey across the stage, you will also walk past the University of Alberta Mace. Centuries ago, the mace was a symbol of authority over life and death. Today, this mace represents the life-changing power of knowledge and the importance of our university and our graduates in this community. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Will the candidates for degrees please rise and follow on page 5 of your convocation program? Eminent Chancellor and President, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you these scholars and ask that they be pledged and admitted to the degrees to which they are entitled.
Do you promise faithfully to observe and loyally to maintain the statutes, customs, privileges, and liberties of this, your university? Do you solemnly promise to conduct yourself in all things loyally and faithfully to the honor of your university, the encouragement of learning, and the good of your country? These
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the province of Alberta, and with the consent of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled, and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to such degrees. I charge you to use them for the uplifting of the whole people, to inspire the human spirit, and for all who believe to serve your God, and to pursue more steadfastly whatsoever things are true. Please be seated.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Leslie Cormick, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Arts. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Jody Dawn Eslin. Angelis Pilar Hélène Espinaco Vircida. Naotaka Hiyashi. Usma Kasi. Lisa Ann Robertson. Melissa Robin Stevens. Catherine Barkley Waterhouse. Shun Shu. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Arts, Nadine Phillips Adelar. Noëlle Christina May Bélanger. Corey Allen Cookson. Lacey Shannon Fleming. Ashley Janelle Moroz. Krista Nicole Scriven. Ashley Jessica Sims. Cynthia Janine Spring. Dominique Marie Blasser. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Fine Arts, Alicia Claire Crichton. Lisa Ann Mathias. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Design, Jennifer Lee Doobie. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, Megan Lindsay Strapp Bennett with First Class Honors, graduating with both a Bachelor of Arts with Honors and a Certificate in Finance. Carolyn Chamberlain with First Class Honors. Emily Christine Chick with First Class Honors. Janelle Yvonne Collette with First Class Honors. Philippe Dominique Dumontigny with First Class Honors. Kaylee Austin Donahue, graduating with First Class Honors with a Bachelor of Arts with Honors and a Certificate in the Economics and Management of Natural Resources, Energy, and the Environment. Nicholas Connor Eaton. Aaron Frederick Eldridge, graduating with First Class Honors in a degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honors and a Certificate in Middle Eastern and African Studies. Rosalind Rodora Estoki. Zachary Andrew Fentiman, graduating with First Class Honors with his Bachelor of Arts with Honors and a Certificate in the Economics and Management of Natural Resources, Energy, and the Environment. Travis William Greenham with First Class Honors. Mildred Meiting Lau with First Class Honors. Changru Liu with First Class Honors. Raphael Francis Hélène Masclier with First Class Honors. Kevin Lee Pinkowski with First Class Honors. Ryan Gary Podlubny with First Class Honors. Ioanu Roshu with First Class Honors. Ryan Neal Sharp with First Class Honors. Danielle Parvin Simons with First Class Honors. Zachary Carl Cameron Seward with First Class Honors. Philip David Stachnik with First Class Honors. Rory Kenneth Ty with First Class Honors. Evgenia Jane Volovbera. Yanwen Yu. Yanwen is graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts with Honors and a Certificate in Finance. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Amanda Lee Abbott. Arvin Abedi with distinction. Sean Garrett Assel, Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Translation Studies. Tara Odell. Annika Margaret Backer, graduating with distinction with a Bachelor of Arts, a certificate in Community Service Learning, and a certificate in Peace and Post-Conflict Studies. Lauren Amanda Ball. Brianna Lynn Barkwell. Gordon Joseph Becker, graduating with distinction. Catherine Lee Beck, with distinction. Justin Joseph Bell. Miles Gerard Belland. Caitlin Shirley Belrose, with distinction. Callie Oriana Belsick.
Mingshu B. Kristen Nicole Binema. Jeanette Yvonne Blanchard. Sarah Nicole Beauchard. Emily Ann Brandon. Christy Lee Brownoff. I'm terribly sorry. Are you Sydney? Thank you. Sydney Louise Bunting. Se Je Sai. Dawn Susan Carter. Justin Man Chan. Justin Hon Man Chan, sorry. Gua Gang Chen. Ran Wu Chen. Tong Chen. Yun Fiona Chen. Remy Catherine Chiladek. Martina Chu. Cassandra Dawn Kristen. Alex Chu. Cassandra Krutzi. Julia Florence Cruz. Brendan James Curley. Mariah Angelica Cusack. Xin Ying Dai. Janet Christine Davey. Carmela Isabel Mercado de la Fuente. Himit Singh Daliwa. Andrea Lynn Diamond. Leanne Ashley Doherty. Di Dong. Bevan Keva Lisa Dooley. Jonathan Espiritu. Jennifer Ann Evanue. Catherine Emily Iwasiak. Andrew Courtney Umit. Michael Francis Fian. Graham Tompkins Feeney. Emilia Maria Helena Fleischer. Christopher James Fulmer. Megan Virginia Furler. Shaolin Gao. Mercedes Marie Gates. Allison Setsuko Lana Godin. Ashley Christine Shellinus. Cody Allen Tab Juro. Ryan Joseph Paul Juro. Brandy Chantel Goddard. Anthony David Wallace Goertz. Piru Gong. Jess Ann Gordon. Grant Douglas Gowland. Lauren Elizabeth Greaves. Chelsea Tamsin Grew. Luke John Hamill. And with a Bachelor of Arts and a certificate in the Economics and Management of Natural Resources, Energy, and the Environment. Tina Christine Haring. Andrea Anandita Hartoyo. Celestia Del Valle Herrera. James Richard Hyatt. Elena Chlebnikova. Alexa Katrin Hook. Louis Huang. April Hudson. Yanyan Ji. Zhe Zhang. Garrett Johnston. Allison Christie Jones. With distinction. Samantha Hannah Joseph. Sun Kyung Jun. Milovan Misha Jurisic. Gina Elana Ann Kapti. Whitney Jeanette Cater. Corey Michelle Kirkland. Jackie King. Andrea Clausen. Maria Korsentseva. Yi Ke Ko. Bailey Dorian Marie Kuchka. David Alexander Kunik. Yun Man Iris Kwok. Taklin Cruz Lagan. Phoebe Hugh Yu Lam, Bachelor of Arts and a Certificate in Translation Studies. Courtney Michelle Lehman. Candice Gail Margaret Laycraft with distinction. Chris Tsi Hin Lee. Amber Clarice Lefebvre with distinction. Chen-Shi Lee. Se Lee. Yachi Lee. Meng Lee. Zhuo Yi Li. Melissa Yen Yun Lim. Yale Liu. Robin Meredith Kaylee Labe. Hong Hong Lu. Richard Liu. Evan Luchko with distinction. Vantana Tessa Lududiak. John Frederick Mander Scheid with distinction. Simba Rashe Leo Mangwiro. David Thomas Mazarol. Carly Janelle McBride. John Alexander McDonnell. Dan McKechnie. Sarah Elizabeth McMaster. Grace Francis McNeely. Ki Yun Sophia Nam. Jennifer Stacy Nelson. Bruno Andrade Napolia. Susan Wanjiku Juguna. Bulat Nagmanov. Sarah Obrick Olivieri. Joshua Alexander Owen. Brittany Lee Parcells. Sa Rong Park. Sydney Jane Patterson with distinction. Christopher Rogan Peacock with distinction. Meng Pei. Peter John Pescod. Lauren Melissa Peters. Zachary Robert Peterson. Sarah Elizabeth Powell with distinction. Caitlin Elizabeth Pyra. Fong Hua Kwok. Matthew Warren Raven. Rachel Sarah Renault with distinction. Alistair Kelvin Robertson. Catherine Alexandra Robertson with distinction. Elsa Yvonne Robinson. Mary Beatrice Irving Rolfe. Andrew Peter Rushellow. San Sydney Ruth. Naomi Sayaki, Bachelor of Arts and a Certificate in Translation Studies. Ansi Khalil Saleh with distinction. Lindsay Alia Saloom with distinction. Laura Ann Salter with distinction. Jennifer Marie Schell with distinction. Joanne Marie Schenk. Rebecca Jane Schlosser. Mark Robert Seidel with distinction. Cody Lee Sharphead. Kelsey Marie Shaw. Emily Simard. Heather Cynthia Simon Smyer. Sarah Helen Smith. Hui Song. Yulo Bola Yejide Soemimo. Stephanie Ann Spatford with distinction and a certificate in community service learning. Lucy Ann Spearn. Alana Leah Steinhauer. Catherine Wallace Stevens with distinction. David Alexander Stewart. Patrick James Vernon Strevens. Kalina Brittany Swick with distinction. Jacqueline Verinya Sidlowski. Christopher Michael Sidlowski with distinction. Nok Kan Kanbi Tam. Renata Maria Teixeira. Tsing Tsian. Oren Ronald Tomlinson. Jennifer Jane Toogood. Victoria Leah Tran. Wendy True. Rochelle Trovato. Sam Alexander Turkington. Jonathan Drew Turner. Laura Ann Elizabeth Van Hoof. Angela Joan Walsh. Fu King Wong. Ru Tai Wong. Xiaoxi Wang. Yu Wang. Yi Fei Wen. Samantha Elaine West. Piper Jane Whalen. Gavin Bruce Whitelock with distinction. Gina Mary Wisentowicz. Tessia Lindsay Williams with distinction. Kenneth Roy Wilton with distinction. Jeremy Allen Wozniak. Cheong Wu. Yemu Wu. Chen Lu Xiong. Xiang Xiong. Louise Yi. Meng Jia Ying. Beatrice Wei Young Yip. Terrence Jimmy Yu with a Bachelor of Arts and a certificate in the Economics and Management of Natural Resources, Energy, and the Environment. Dai Hua Tsang with distinction, Bachelor of Arts and certificate in Finance. Jia Rong Zhong. Misha Zhang. Wei Cheng. Yuan Cheng. Tian Yu Vicky Cho. Lan Chuo.
Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art and Design, Christy Ann Carter. Holly Ann DeMoisac with distinction. Andrew Frederick Dizon. Teresa Irene Herbert with distinction. Jillian Utah McCarran with distinction. Alan Douglas Parker. Ellen Marie Prosco with distinction. Katrina Martinez Regino. Kara Alexandra Sakafian, with distinction. Megan Tamara Stein. Boris Alex Tarasenko. Erin Marie Walker. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Design, Justine Marie Brown. Lara Claire Casiola. Harry Choi. Sarah Chu. Brendan Peter Gallagher. Daniel Jared Gauthier. Robin Good. Mehan Christine Ho. Nicholas Joseph Kazakov, with distinction. Davis Alexander Levine, with distinction. Stephen Christian Lewis. Erin Elise Lindquist, with distinction. Zachary Daniel Nichols. Natasia Rachel Ouellette, with distinction. Justin Osmond Pritchard, with distinction. Angela Marie Perpich. Christine Katerina Rossi. Jared William Schmitz, with distinction. Patrick Riley Spellacy. Lila Hanto Steen, with distinction. Yunwen Chu. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in Drama, Joel Thomas Adria, with distinction. Brett Tanner Dahl, with distinction. Kaylee Kathleen Thomas, with distinction. Elisa Marina Mayer Sanchez, with distinction. Gil Michuk, with distinction. Jonathan Matthew Robert Reed, with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Katie Campbell, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Extension. For the degree of Master of Arts, Timothy Allen Brunette. Angela Maria Keller. Paul Takenat Lewis. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor James Carrer, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Mohammed Abdel Migud Mohammed El Gendi. Rania Neal Sodi. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Science, Naif Saad Al-Johani. Abdulaziz Mohammed Al-Saad. Mohammed Ahmed Ben Eltriki. Ruabi Suhail Kadi. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy, Hazel Babadagli, graduating with distinction. We're gonna.
Hazel Babadagli is this year's recipient of the Alberta College of Pharmacists Gold Medal, awarded by the Faculty of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. This medal is awarded to the student from the graduating class with the highest academic standing. The award is annually donated by the Alberta College of Pharmacists to recognize excellence in pharmacy. Originally from Los Angeles, Hazel has excelled throughout her university career. Hazel is a member of the Golden Key International Honor Society, has numerous accomplishments in medical field research, and an extensive list of awards and scholarships that she has received for her academic distinction, including the Mervyn J. Houston Scholarship in Pharmacy and 3 Louise McKinney Scholarships. Aside from her academia, Hazel is an accomplished musician, athlete, and Amnesty International volunteer. Congratulations, Hazel. What accomplishment. What are you going to do next? Very good. Well, come back and visit. Very tough. Yeah, we're very proud of you.
Zainab Abid. Basil Al-Sadi. Celestina Elizabeth Alston, with distinction. Atemfun Raymond Anana, with distinction. Joanne Appleton, with distinction. Sharon Bassey. Lindsay Marie Boisvert, with distinction. Sonia Budwani. Shane Kai. Charles Edwin Yuen Campbell. Joanna Sofia Cebula. Natalia Minyuchai. Anthony Longting Chang. Roanna Chan. Michelle Chen. Stephanie Cheng. Bei Fern Chung. Clarissa Capo Chow. Jonathan Jeffrey Chung. Anita Marie Cumbleton. Corey Douglas Cunningham. Ellen Christine Curran. Stephanie Anne de Champlain, with distinction. Samuel Pierre Dubé. Natasha Elizabeth Eccles, with distinction. Jenna Calais Eisbringer, with distinction. Anlin Fang. Olena Mahayavina Filenya. Charlotte Jeline Galenza, with distinction. Matthew Fred Grimm. Mengxin Guan, with distinction. Christina Suzanne Hagsma. Brianne Mary Hartman. Taryn Amber Heck, with distinction. Stephanie Candace Holton. Christine Hong. Emma Huang, with distinction. Karen Patricia Eisner. Michael John Johnson. Yuni Zhong. Veronica Kao. Irena Nazavich. Darlene Erna Korn, with distinction. Jonathan Koshi. Paulina Kosicki, with distinction. Anthony David Kulak. Ashley Kwan. Jenny Lam. Victoria Wingle Lam. Melissa Sue Lang. Kim Lau with distinction. Vanessa May San Law. Kelvin Lee. Gabriel Lee. Hannah Lee. Jason Lee. Ashley Letcher. Victor Leung. Emily Hui Lee with distinction. Cheryl Nga Ying Lin. David George Lopez Chuck with distinction. Cindy Luke. Jessica Long. Jamila Madhani. Jasmine Crystal Ma. Yongxian Mei with distinction. Fiona Maria Mesquita. Edith Nuaro. Marla Anna Palacamano. Julia Pelchevska. Winston Ho-Fai Peng with distinction. Win Pan. Elliot Scott Pittman with distinction. Joshua Simon Plant. Tasha Lee Portine with distinction. Catherine Shirley Reed with distinction. Tawny Michelle Robertson with distinction. Jennifer Lynn Rule with distinction. Amit Sanan. Christopher Stewart Sane. Imran Sheikh. Sunmi Shin. Mona Shoblack. Roxanne Ethel Smith. Kaylee Sue with distinction. Darren William Tardif. Joey Ton. Matthew Trung. Marina Vu. Carter Lloyd Emil Wagner. Carolyn Emily Maria Waring with distinction. Serena Lauren Westad. Carmen Wong with distinction. Victor Wong. Tiffany Young. Chao Chu Ying. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Brendan Hokuwitu, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Native Studies. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies with honors, Kristen Anna Lindquist with first class honors. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies, Cedar Jocelyn Lona Bodette Hudsman. Gail Nora Gallagher. Tony Sparkling Eyes Letendre. Brianne Andrea Lovstrom with distinction. Brianne is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies and a certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership. Tanis Jade McNabb. With a Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies, a certificate in Community Service Learning, and a certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership, Aisling Patricia Murphy. Lauren Holly Musa with distinction. Gol Kamala Van Sommeren with distinction, with a Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies and a certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you the remaining scholars whose names appear in the Convocation program but who are not in attendance.
Wow, what a great morning. I think you'll agree with me that having 599 students graduate today is impressive. Today is a truly proud moment for the University of Alberta. In total, we will graduate 6,756 students this spring convocation. Now, according to my rough calculations, that represents approximately 270,000 courses completed and 811,000 classroom hours. Now, if each of you actually did the average 3 hours of studying outside the class for each hour of class, and of course you did, right? probably more. Well over 3.2 million hours in total were devoted to earning the degrees completed this year. Now, all those hours represent a lot of time. Time that you might have devoted to your family and friends, to cleaning the house, doing the laundry, walking the dog, paying the rent. Time when your parents and families had to pick up the slack while you were otherwise engaged. So graduates, it's your turn to get up, to turn around, and give a huge round of applause to all those people who supported you throughout. Parents, your spouses, partners, children, siblings. Please rise and give your parents a round of applause. Okay, now that I have you all back with us, it's time to turn our attention to the final part of today's ceremony. Graduates, today you are irrevocably part of the U of A family. I know you will do us proud and will join with the tens of thousands of alumni who have gone before you and do your part in uplifting the whole people. Before we formally induct all of you into the University of Alberta Alumni Association, we want to remind you of the journey you have been on to get to this ceremony with the presentation of a special video montage. The song that accompanies the video, Je te retrouve, or I Remember You, was commissioned by Campus Saint-Jean in celebration of the university's centenary in 2008 and is performed by the Chorale Saint-Jean under the direction of Laurier Fagnon. The words to the song are actually in your Convocation booklet. It was composed by Professor Emeritus Dr. France Lavoisier-Ouimet and arranged by U of A alumnus Dr. Alan Bevan, and captures the hopefulness and potential of days spent at the university. I hope the images that will accompany the song show some of your own particular story and bring back fond memories of your time spent here. Enjoy.
Eminent Chancellor, my name is Michael Jans, and it is my honor to bring greetings on behalf of the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Among your alumni family are a Prime Minister, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, a Nobel laureate, as well as many other outstanding business leaders, builders, artists, educators, and humanitarians all around the world, all alumni, all dedicated to uplifting the whole people. Today, you become a University of Alberta alumni. It is my honor to hereby welcome you and officially induct you into the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Bienvenue à notre famille mondiale. Graduates, would you please stand? As a new ambassador for the University of Alberta, I call upon you to use the knowledge you have gained here for the betterment of yourselves and others. I call upon you to maintain a lifelong connection with your university. As an alumnus of the University of Alberta, be proud of your degree and your fellow alumni. Nurture lifelong friendships cultivated on this campus. Celebrate our university's many successes and recommend it to others. Take part in your Alumni Association's many events and activities. You are officially a lifetime member of a powerful worldwide network of friends and colleagues. On behalf of all alumni, I am very pleased to welcome you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Félicitations et bonne chance. Congratulations and best wishes in your future endeavors. Please be seated.
I hope that most of you were as inspired by the music and words of that beautiful song that we just heard a few minutes ago. It still sends chills up my spine every time I hear it. Just a few final words of congratulations to our graduates. All of us on the stage today understand how hard you've worked to reach this day. I want to quote a woman whose life is very much in line with the message that Indira Samarasekera talked about in terms of adversity and overcoming adversity. Helen Keller once said, and I quote, "I long to accomplish a great and noble task, but it is my chief duty to accomplish small tasks as if they were great and noble." Congratulations on the very many small tasks that you've accomplished, every assignment, term paper, and group project that have brought you to this moment today. We commend you on your achievements and your determination. We encourage you to keep learning and keep challenging yourself. Seek opportunities that bring you joy and fulfillment, and find ways to give back to your community, as so many others have that have crossed the stage before you. Our honorary degree recipient today offered us a brilliant example of leadership and accomplishment. Dr. Deepa Mehta, thank you once again for sharing your experience and wisdom with our university family. By accepting our honorary degree, you have brought great honor to our university. It is also my pleasure to recognize Professor Christine Hughes, winner of this year's Rutherford Award for Excellence in Undergraduate Teaching, the University of Alberta's Gold Medal for Undergraduate Teaching. Professor Hughes, please stand and be acknowledged. Graduates, the world is also open to you to be leaders. Your hopes and dreams will give your life both purpose and meaning, and they will also become a foundation for our future as a community. Now, to close our celebration, I would offer you two words to take from this convocation. They're two small but powerful words that resonate in every culture and language: thanks and yes. Thanks for all that has been, to all those whose dedication, efforts, values, and sacrifices have brought you across the stage today. And yes, for all that will be, to the opportunities and challenges that lie in the many paths ahead of you. And thanks to the musical gifts of our superb vocalist, Miss Jonah Reed, and the outstanding Convocation Band under the direction of Dr. Thomas Dust. And finally, one last thank you to the graduates. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking on the responsibilities of being a university graduate, and thank you for joining our family. In most families, we celebrate special occasions by sharing food together, so I invite everyone to join us for some light refreshments in the main lobby. Graduates, once again, my warmest congratulations. May your dreams take you far, and may you always remain close to your alma mater, University of Alberta. Thank you very much.